not sure if I'm on yet. I set the wrong thing. Didn't get this. Alright, let's see. Okay, so we are live with this video. My other video, unfortunately, was not set. That's okay. Let's see if I can manage the video. Well, hi, love bugs. Sorry, I'm getting a little thrown off. But we are here. I wonder if I can add a thumbnail. I hope so. I think so. And then let me grab this. Alright, so I'm just getting everything together. That way, if anyone comes to my channel, they can easily know this is the right live to click on. It happens. Okay, that is saved. That's good. Sorry, moving too fast. Slow down. There we go. Period. Okay. We got the thumbnail back. We are good. No harm lost. We are good to go. I'm live. We are set on camera. Kind of want to move it so the light's not in frame. You know, it's a good thing I'm getting back consistent doing YouTube lives, because the more I keep sitting in this corner, the more I'm like, why have I not put up artwork yet? I got art sitting in my closet, and it needs to be displayed. So I need to get this together because I like recording right here. I have the desk, good light, especially if it's daylight. I get the window lighting. So this is gonna be my content corner, and I gotta make it look like a content corner. Okay. So we're gonna get that going. But happy Wednesday. I hope everyone's having a great day today. I am so happy and grateful that I showed up today for YouTube Live. I'm so happy and grateful that I scheduled this live and did good promotion. Could have been a bit more earlier, but today, but that's okay. We live and we learn. I'm so happy and grateful and proud of myself for showing up today. I am so happy and grateful for everyone who will have the chance to join me on this live and also watch the replay, get all of the great gems that I'm going to share. And I'm so happy and grateful that through today's live and through talking, I will be able to help uncover how we can create easy mode for ourselves. So that is what today's live is going to be about. Just going to get my notebook all together. Alright, so before we get into that, let's go ahead and recap my recent affirmations that I wrote. Let's see. Alright, so this was from yesterday. So yesterday, and I shared this in my recent YouTube shorts, but during my journal time, I perceive the need to be my biggest motivator and believe in myself. And before I write affirmations, I always like to take time to perceive what it is that I need to hear. And that is explained in the off the page affirmation guide and gives a little bit of insight into how taking time for perception really does help enhance your affirmations and help you to show up as the best version of yourself because you know yourself as well. So, after with that perception, I then wrote the following affirmations. I do all things with confidence. I balance patience and determination. My intentional actions each day lead to positive change. And this evening, as I'm sitting here, just reflecting on these three affirmations, I am able to see how it aligns with the perception. The perception, yes, I can easily just take that perception and I could have just said, I'm a motivator, I believe in myself. But sometimes once you understand what it is that you need to hear, then you're able to really go deeper and get in touch with the root of where the perception even comes from, you know? So when I take a look at myself and seeing that I need to be my biggest motivator and believe in myself, that is directly correlated with me lacking confidence or not being able to step out and do the things that I need to do with confidence, you know? And that is why I then was able to take the affirmation, I do all things with confidence, to help me affirm the truth, which is that I am a confident person. The truth is, I am my biggest motivator and I believe in myself and that I can do each of the things. I can root for myself in confidence. I can take action in confidence. I can be my biggest cheerleader and truly believe in myself with confidence as well. So just taking it deeper with that. And I think also when I take a look at the affirmation, I balance patience and determination. What I wanted that affirmation to really talk about is how much we have to give grace to ourselves, you know? When I think about me and the different things that I do, and especially on my entrepreneurship journey, how I had did one venture and that didn't end successfully, or it didn't end in the way that I envisioned it ending, and then to now being a content creator, being a joy influencer, and making sure that I'm showing up every day and sharing affirmations and promoting my own products and services as well. And with that, there's so much grace needed to keep going. Because there are going to be times where I think about, oh, well, I tried to do this before. Why believe in myself now? But just knowing, one, I have to be patient and determined. I know that everything isn't going to be a once try and then all good to go, you know? That unfortunately isn't always how it goes. And so by understanding that, that's where the patience comes in. And then with the determination, it's almost like the resilience, the determination to keep going. I am determined to be patient and keep going, to believe in myself and to make the things that I want to happen, you know? And as I keep going with that, it truly is a balancing act, because I can't be too patient, because if I'm too patient, then I'm stagnant, I'm not going anywhere. And if I'm too determined, then I'm not able to, I'm always, well, on to the next, on to the next. Ooh, that actually goes into something that Jada was talking about on her YouTube, not her YouTube, her TikTok live earlier today, in which being able to try again, doing something over, like sticking with something and continuing with it over and over again, really pouring time and attention into it. And again, patience and determination pair so well together, because too much of one hinders you. But having a balance of, okay, I'm patient on this journey. Hey Jada, look at me talking about you. I'm patient on this journey. I am understanding of the different trials and tribulations that I'll go through, yet even with the trials that come, I'm still determined to keep going. And that even goes back to me, I think about how back in the spring I had created a virtual challenge. So it was the Affirm and Confirm challenge, which is available for purchase on my website. And so with that, I had created this challenge speaking specifically to content creators. And with that, I was very determined. I was very determined. I had my timeline and I had the different things set, but I was so determined and focused on, oh, well, I want this to happen and I want it to start and get into people's hands and help people reach the results. But I wasn't being patient in the process, where this is the first time I've created anything like this before, first time having to market something like this as well. One, my audience, they never heard of me talking about a challenge really. So they're probably like, oh, okay, that's cool. And then I'm over here, asking them to pay for it as well. It really goes back to having to show the value, having to truly make sure that I am relaying the message that I need people to understand to then get them to act, to then do the thing that I need. But that requires me to be patient in the process. Patience and determination. I feel like that affirmation really is important for me. And then that final affirmation that I wrote yesterday was, my intentional actions each day lead to positive change. Water break. My intentional actions each day lead to positive change. What this affirmation, the truth that this affirmation speaks to is the fact that it's not going to take, it's not going to be one day where everything magically comes true and a video goes viral and brands reach out to me and I sell 100 copies of the off the page affirmation guide and everything goes well. It's not, there is not going to be this one day event. There's not going to be this Thanos snap, and then everything happens. It is intentional actions every day that will lead to the positive change, that will lead to me making my goals reality. And so I think of just, especially just in the little actions. So intentional actions each day. Now I'm not gonna sit here and say that I'm about to be going on YouTube Live every day because I'm not there yet. But maybe one day I might see that, okay, I need to take intentional action and go live every day to get to the positive change that I want of becoming monetized on YouTube. I am taking intentional actions each week going to my Zumba class. And even with that, now that I'm doing Zumba, I'm like, okay, now I need to pair it. I got my 1 day Zumba. I'm good with that. Now I need to pair it with something else to do even more intentional action to get more positive change so that I have my stamina, so that I keep my mobility, so that I can make sure I can stretch and, keep these manganese good, you know? The intentional action leads to positive change. And even as I'm sitting here, sometimes it's not even positive. Actually, no, I think it is positive change. Cause even if it may seem like, oh well, I'm doing the Zumba, but it's not like I'm not losing weight or I'm not seeing a difference. That doesn't matter. But it's still a positive change. Even if you can't see it, it's still a positive change happening. Mm. I may not always see the impact of my YouTube lives, but I know that it's happening. I know that I am allowing myself to put out something to attract the right people in. And that is truly, really important. Yes, intentional building will make the dreams a reality. Mm-hmm. Intentional building will make the dreams a reality, yes. And I think especially when I think about that intentional building, it really is just the taking the steps, just doing something every day. And it doesn't, and just like every day isn't always gonna look the same. And this is something I was talking to Jada about, where I was like, you know what, when it comes to my morning routines, I know that every morning it doesn't look the same for me. And so I have to be flexible, but still intentional with the things where it's like, okay, every morning I got to do this. Every morning I need to do that, whatever the case may be, and setting myself up for that. And that really will help me to feel better and set my days up so then I'm doing my best and feeling my best. Sometimes being willing to find the evidence myself also helps me keep going and not discounting the things that feel too small. Yes, that's a huge one. Because even for me, sometimes though this is my problem. I'll discount the small things, but I still won't do them. I'll discount and be like, oh, if I do that, that's not really gonna make a difference. Or if I do this, that's not really gonna do a difference. When it's like, no, Kayla, it literally will. Like when I think about yesterday, I was intentional in making sure that when I cooked dinner, I made enough to have leftovers for, at least 2 additional meals. I was able to prep myself and do that. Now, in my head, after Zumba, did I really want to go and grab some food out and get something to eat? I did. Yes, 100%. But I took an intentional step to come home, finish cooking, and actually prep and section out the stuff into easy grab containers. And you know how easy it was for me this morning. I just grabbed my lunchbox, grabbed the container, plopped it in, and I was good to go. You know, and that allowed me, which is a goal that I have, is to create peaceful mornings for myself. Peaceful mornings consist of having to do a little extra in the night, and that's okay. And though that little something extra in the night may seem like a burden at night, it's all about creating that easy mode. It's all about setting myself up for future success, setting myself up for future joyful living. The whole ring. This kind of the small thing is still not doing like what be wrong with us? I don't know it, but either way, that's something I'm really I'm getting back to focusing on the small things. So it's one small thing, and again, the small things aren't really small things, because one of my small things that I've been kind of writing off is meal prepping and preparing, food for multiple days in advance. And so that's one thing that I'm not always doing, but I need to start because it's important. One, by me making sure I meal prep, making sure that I cook for multiple days in advance, it's helping me to where I already know what I'm eating for lunch or the next day's dinner. Two, it helps me to stick with my budget because I'm already knowing, like, okay, I already spent this much of grocery shopping. I shouldn't be spending any much, buying stuff or getting food out. And let's talk about eating out, y'all. Because I'll be honest, especially like living on my own. Sometimes it is like, okay, I can eat out and I can make it stretch 2 days and I'll be finessing. And that's my business. But I'd be lying if I said, oh yeah, every time I eat out, I'm actually saving. No, there is no saving money with eating out. You might be making around the same much, but there is no saving money. Did you already mention what you've been changing? That's what oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about now. Well, one thing just with the cooking in advance, cooking for days ahead. Because sometimes what I'll do, some weeks, and again, like, this is just really me honoring my energy. There's some weeks where it's just like, I don't feel like going grocery shopping. I don't feel like cooking. I'm eating out. And you know what? That's okay. And it happens. But one of the things that I also have to realize is that with that easy mode is doing something to make your life in the future easier or simpler. Or actually, here, let me look up. I looked up the definition of easy. I didn't like the first one, but I like the second one. So easy means free from worries or problems. Creating a mode for your life that is free from worries or problems. The only way to do that is by doing intentional steps in the past to help yourself in the future, or doing intentional steps now to help yourself later. Free from worries or problems. So let's think about that. Okay, so when it comes to me with eating out versus cooking, so for me, again, there's some days where I'm gonna eat out and I'm craving something and I'm getting it, but guess what? I got it built into my budget. And then there are other days where it's like, okay, I know I probably shouldn't really be eating out. And though it may seem hard in the moment to stand there at the stove and cook and have to prep and wait up and all these other things, really in the future it sets me up. It's easy when I'm able to already bring my lunch to work. I don't got to worry about leaving the office in the day or whatever. Everything's already prepped and cared for. And it's also even that peace of mind of knowing what's in my food, if we're being honest these days. A lot of things are in a lot of different things. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, I'm not going to eat anything else anymore unless I know what's in it. Nah, I'm going to eat it. I'm going to eat it. But it really is, cooking makes things easier for me. It may feel easy to eat out, but really it's just convenient. It's not necessarily easy. And let's actually look at that. What's the definition of convenient? Convenient, fitting in well with a person's needs, activities, and plans. And that's okay. Because again, there's some activities planned. Hey, oh yeah, I'm chilling. I ain't cooking. I ain't doing nothing. But then there are some times where if you want to create, if you need to create a day or a week or a month of easy mode, it's free from worries or problems. It's really, again, that intentional steps doing that beforehand. So yeah, I think one of the other things that I've been doing to help myself with easy mode as well is making sure that I'm using the mornings before work to prep content. So that's me recording my quick outfit of the day or sharing the affirmations that I happen to write that morning. And though in the moment, in order for me to record, I have to make sure that I'm looking good, feeling good, period, point blank, but also making sure that I have enough time to actually record the video, that I'm not rushing, because I can always tell when I'm rushing in a video and it's not a good feeling. And excuse me. And so by doing that, what that does is it makes it easy for me to then edit the content throughout the day throughout the day, get that posted, and even just having content already prepped and prepared for days to come, being able to cross post with ease. Sometimes it is after work, I'll have so many different things, and I'm gonna be honest, if I sit down on that bed and I'm like, okay, well, I'm just gonna edit this video real quick, yeah, I'll edit that video, but then I'll do a couple other things too. Whereas other days, I think about yesterday where I was able to, I literally came home, started prepping dinner, went to Zumba, came back, finished eating. I think my only problem is after dinner, that's where my nights, I be getting I be getting a little distracted after I eat. And I'm like, okay, I did all these things, now I get to reward myself. But why the reward always gotta be scrolling? Why does doom scrolling on has to be the reward? And even as I said that, I feel like it's because of the convenience of having the phone right there in your hand. But either way, that's something that I need to sit on with myself, think on a little bit more, Give myself rewards in different ways. Sometimes, how about sleep is the reward, Kayla? Let's make sleep the reward. How about that? That's what I need to transfer myself into thinking about. But yeah, y'all. So those are just some of the ways, especially, I've been trying to work on my doom scrolling habit. It's just like, I'll just sit there and just and then and it's funny because even as I'm doom scrolling, I'm often looking for talking videos. I'm often looking for a video where I'll scroll, and then I'll find a video where someone's maybe talking for 2-3 minutes, and I'll just set it, do work, da 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 da. Then I'll come back and be like, okay, next topic. And even as I'm sitting here, what that shows is the fact that I enjoy listening to people. I enjoy listening to things, and people talking. And it often makes me think, okay, then if I'm sitting here listening to someone talk, there's someone's willing to listen and talk to me. Oh yes. And that's so funny because I literally have a book that I'm currently reading, supposed to be reading, but I just need to take more time to do so. So again, if I know that that's a goal, I now need to take intentional action to make sure the book is visible, because I don't even see the book right now. So if the book is not in my line of sight, of course I'm not going to read it. I'm gonna grab that phone. So I need to make the book visible. I need to sometimes set a timer and put my phone on do not disturb just so I can focus on the book. And then other times it's really just knowing the book is fun. I get to read. How grateful I am that I get to read. Do you think it encourages you to know that if you listen to others, that others will? I think it definitely is an encouraging thing. It definitely is encouraging because so often it's easy to discount the things that make us unique, but that is the thing that will attract people to us and that will set people apart, you know? I'm like, sorry. I was about to say, I was like, someone could sound like me, but I'm like, most likely, oops, sorry, y'all. I don't think anyone sounds like me. But anyway, saying that to say, it's not likely someone will sound like me, and it's not likely someone is saying the same things as me. And if that's the case, that means I have something worth saying. Everyone does. And though I do believe that everyone has something. Oh, do I believe everyone has something worth saying? I'm gonna put a pin in that. But either way, the fact that I see the fact that I enjoy hearing others, listening to others speak on different things, yes, that does encourage me to know that there's an audience out there for me that is willing to listen and invest their time and attention to the things that I say, you know? And I think that's beautiful. And I think with that, then that puts it on me to say, okay, so what am I going to do to put myself out there to be heard? Mm. What am I going to do to put myself out there to be heard? If I know that I have something to say, then I have to make a time and a place for me to be heard. And that's like showing up here on YouTube and talking to you all. And it's making consistent content. And even with that, yeah, I think that's it for that for sure. But what also is just coming up for me, just something I did want to just touch on is how I have a goal of creating the off the page journal. And it's funny, again, just like discounting the little things. I was kind of in my head just thinking like, oh, it's not gonna be long, I just gotta plug in the PDF and put that together and then it'll be good to go. But then I'm like, no, I gotta one, take a look, really make sure that the size works. And I know that right now the current PDF, I'm gonna have to really take the creative and resize it to a smaller version, just to get that going. So just realizing there are steps and there are things that I can do without feeling overwhelmed, like, oh my gosh, I have to print all these books and get the marketing done. Like, it's like, no, Caleb, there are just little things behind the scenes that you got to get done and that need to happen, and I get to make them happen. I get to make them come true. And that's going to take intentional action. That's going to take me having to, again, take out my laptop, making sure that I'm making time, going to, the different websites, Printify, Lulu, whoever, and building the draft and really trying to see how to bring it from the digital form to people's hands. And yeah, and so I'm excited about doing that. And again, though the overall process, like even just saying like the fact of like, okay, I'm gonna like start a physical product and sell that and market that, it does seem like a big lift and a hard thing to do, honestly. But it really ain't. The hardest part is just getting over myself and believing in myself that I can actively market and promote this product and that people will purchase it and that I will be able to receive income from the sale of the off the page affirmation journal as well. So it really, man, it comes back to knowing what I have the power to do. I have the power to put in intentional steps to creating the physical version of the journal. I have the power to set up a marketing plan. I have the power to keep talking about it in my lives to make sure I stay encouraged, make sure I stay accountable to the things that I want, and also to the thing and to the impact that I know I'm able to have on others. The way that I'm going to be able to help others with this affirmation journal and truly transform the way people are showing up, because I know that affirmations have transformed me. I know that 2 years ago, let's just say a year ago, I had just started back, going live on YouTube. It's been a year of me going live on YouTube, not as consistently as I want, but I'm showing up and I'm doing what I need to. And I know that with the intentional action that I'm taking for the rest of 2025, making sure that I'm going live at least once a week, keep posting. I know I need to get back into, the long form YouTube videos as well too. But again, it's just knowing like the intentional steps will create easy mode for me in the future. Easy mode in the future is it's great. I see myself being a work from home mom, being able to have my own businesses or being able to work and gain an income from the comfort of my home, not having to clock in anywhere, while still being able to invest in myself, while still being able to afford all the things that I need to, while being able to help other people of color and women with different resources and possible career opportunities in the future, or even just me just working by myself and hosting workshops and leading events, hosting events and things like that. It's okay to be full of ideas. Whoa. It's not okay to not act on it. Sorry. My bad. I didn't realize she was dead. She dead. Ah. Wait, no. Okay. Lighting's pretty good, but that's just a note to self. Make sure charger is charged. Charger. Make sure light is charged. This is a side note for me, but the last the live that I did last week, I was just like really focused on trying to write down the different things that I was saying, thinking that by writing it down it would help me stay on track, but really it kind of threw off my balance a little bit, as I was talking and speaking, and so I just realized with today's live, I more so wanted to just talk get it out. And this is something that, again, something for myself, because I might not always like to replay or rewatch my YouTube lives. So now, because I'm not taking notes, this gives me a reason to go back and rewatch. And that way I can pull different ideas and then I can regenerate content. I can talk about the video. I can talk about the YouTube live in a video. I can talk about it to my email newsletter. And, speaking about my email newsletter, that's also something that I am getting back consistent with. Super happy and proud of myself with that. So the email newsletter is available to all customers of the Off the Page Affirmation Guide. And this email newsletter is really just gives you a more authentic, deeper insight look into the world of Kayla, and the different things that I go through and the affirmations that I'm writing on a consistent basis, sometimes just giving that deeper outlook. And so even with that, it very much is aligned a little bit with my Angel Talks video, but also within that, I'm giving action items and I'm really helping you on your affirmation journey, get the tangible results, and helping you with certain avenues and things. So I'm excited to continue with that. Excited to hear the feedback of it as well, and just looking forward to how building the consistency, doing intentional action truly is just helping me on so many fronts. Just like the affirmation says, my intentional actions each day lead to positive change. My intentional action each day leads to positive change. And so as long as I just continue showing up, putting in the intentional steps each day for whatever the goal is, whether it's an intentional step of putting away my clean clothes that are sitting right here by my bed, the intentional step of making sure that I wake up at a good time in the morning so that I can record content before I go to work, the intentional step of making sure that I am doing the research and putting time into the creation of the Off the Page Affirmation Journal. And yeah, and so just being able to do those things, I think what the big thing I want anyone to gain from this live is the fact that life may be hard, but you make it easy. You have all you need, you have the things you need to start making life easier for yourself. I'm not gonna sit here and say you have all the resources, because no, because if I had a couple more million $1 billion, life would be real easy. But even aside from that, that is not the only marker of how to make things better for you, how to make things without worries or problems. So just like we know, money does not take away all your worries or problems, but a plan does, intentional actions does, understanding does, healing does, you know? Creating a life that is free from worries or problems. Write that down. Ooh, I would love to get an easy mode update in your next live. That's something that really interests me. You know what? I like that, because especially after we hear these affirmations that I'm gonna write to close out the live, then I can make sure that in next week live I come back and show you all and share with you all how I was able to confirm the affirmations in my action. So period. I like that. Gives me something to do and gives y'all something to look forward to coming back. Easy mode life update. Period. On it. Alright, love bugs. Well, here, I'm about to go a little non-verbal for a second. And I'm gonna see, I wonder if I can just like play some like jazz music for us real quick. Let me know if it's a little weird. Alright, love bugs. Thank y'all for joining me for today's Angel Talks Live. I am so happy and grateful for everyone that was able to join and everyone that is hanging out now for this week's affirmations. So these are the Angel Talks affirmations after being able to talk, and even as I'm sitting here now, from talking and diving into how to creating easy mode for ourselves, I perceive, that's something I should have wrote down. I perceive a need to create a life free of worries and problems. I perceive a need to create a life free of worries and problems. And so after taking a look at that perception, we are now going to get into the following affirmations to help encourage us for the week ahead. I address my problems with understanding to lead to a plan. Say it one more time. I address my problems with understanding to lead to a plan. My life reflects peace. My life reflects peace. I trust in my ability to be consistent. I trust in my ability to be consistent. Yes. And lastly, my future self is grateful for who I am today. My future self is grateful for who I am today. Thank you, thank you, thank you, God. I am so grateful to have come here sharing these affirmations with you all, and truly not only diving in for myself and just to release and get out some of the different thoughts and opinions that I have, but also being able to talk with you all. Thank you, Jada, for joining. Thank you for encouraging me with a confirmation action to really make sure that I'm again creating easy mode for myself. So I'm excited to see how that shows up for myself within this upcoming week as well. I'm so grateful for these affirmations, and if you are interested in starting your affirmation journey, I encourage you to visit kaylatheangel.com by visiting the link in the description box, and there you can purchase your very own copy of the Off the Page Affirmation Guide. That is a guide I created that will share with you how to write affirmations to help transform you from the inside out and make sure that you are living in confidence and stepping out off the page of your journal to become the person that you know you can be and that you are already meant to be. Awesome. I love these too, Jada. And then definitely make sure that you're connected with me on Instagram, TikTok, Threads. I'll definitely be taking some time diving more into the affirmations that we just wrote here together. And also, often on Instagram stories, I'll share images of the affirmations. And even as I'm sitting here, one of the things that I was reminded of, I can't remember if it was Instagram or Facebook, but they had reminded me of a affirmation graphic post that I had made last year, and so that was just a nice friendly reminder of, you know what, why not show, I got my Adobe subscription, I pay it every month, I need to make sure I'm making the most of it. Okay, so definitely want to get more into creating the static images of the affirmations, so be on the lookout from that from yours truly. All right, love bugs. I hope you all have a great night, and I will see you next week.